worked as a carpenter. Like, of all the things for God made man to busy himself with day after day after day, it was kind of pounding away with a chisel and getting calluses on his hands. Like, it's just marvelous. Now, what's the Lord teaching us? Well, among other things, he's showing us by example. He wants us to be human. Enjoy your human life. We're human. Being human is wonderful. Especially now there's all this talk of AI and what that means and all that. Won't get into that, but being human is wonderful. Enjoy being human. And it must have been just kind of neat, like the disciples are with the preacher, the miracle worker, the anointed one, the wise one, but they know he's a carpenter. He's got muscles. He's got calluses on his hands. He's rough and tough. He's been around tradesmen his whole life. He's a carpenter. And when he was going about from town to town, again, the word was, there's a carpenter on the loose, teaching wisdom, healing the sick, raising the dead. Like, just beautiful, beautiful. Now, fascinating. Years ago, there was an elderly woman. She was quite elderly. She might have been in her 80s. And she came to me. She was kind of, feeling guilty about something or ashamed. She was troubled. And I asked, well, what's wrong? She says, well, every morning I get up and the first thing I think, or one of the first things I think in the morning, even during my prayer time, is what meal I'm going to cook today. And I get all distracted about what market I'm going to go to get fresh produce, and I get so excited. And it's kind of like the highlight of my day is getting nice, ingredients and getting a nice recipe and making a nice meal. And she's like, she's basically confessing that she's having too much fun. And I thought to myself, like, there are so many elderly people who are depressed and bored and whatever else, and her concern is she's having too much fun. But very interesting, what was she having too much fun doing? Cooking. Now, cooking is a human thing. If you don't cook, you die, And so the Lord made it that the things we need to do as humans, they're fun. My dad loved puttering around in his workshop. You'd hear him whistling away. Happiest man in the world in his workshop. Why? Because men are made to build stuff. And so again, as human beings, the Lord Jesus is showing us, hey, be human. I mean, put God first. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength. Love your neighbor as yourself. Like, that's what we're called to do. But as human beings, also, the first sign the Lord Jesus worked was at a wedding. There are some radical religions that say, oh, marriage is bad, sex is bad, all of that. That's not what Jesus said. His first miracle was affirming married life. And he certainly affirmed family life. He was, in Nazareth, it seems to be till the age of 30. So what's my point? My point is, get cooking. Apparently it's a lot of fun. I've just rediscovered cooking a little while ago myself. I'm doing these outdoor cookouts. I am having so much fun being human. Jesus became human to show us that it is good for us to be human, but always human in the best sense, humans filled with the love of God.